Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm a six-figure reseller on Poshmark and eBay, and today I have a little thrift and buy-sell trade store haul for you guys here. I went out a couple weeks ago, found a lot of great stuff and a couple of new brands I have never heard of before or sourced before. So there is some great new info for you in here. So as I go over each item, I'll talk a little bit about the item and why I picked it up. And because some of these are from the thrift store and some from the buy-sell trade store at cheaper prices, there are some times where I will source these items at a lower price point, but I usually won't source them if I am doing a lot of online sourcing, consignment shop sourcing, where they are at higher price points where I wouldn't spend that much money on them. So I'll go over a little bit about all that as well. But most of the things that I have found here are going to be at lower price points than I usually source my items at. So just something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and get into it. This first item is a J. Crew blazer. It is this pink blazer. Really like the color, since like the saturated pops of color are really in for the summer, such a trending kind of style. So this would be something that I can see someone wearing with like a pair of like lighter pink pants or something like that. So this is a tag on it. It is a fairly new tag. I think I actually made a video about the tags and this one being the new one, but I think actually they just created another new tag. So this one is going to be within the past like either 1 year to 3 years. We can check the style tag down here to see when this was made. This was September of 2019. So about 3 years ago, which is I think when they started using this tag. I do like picking up J. Crew blazers, especially if they are wool blazers and were made within the past like 4 or 5 years. It just depends on the style. But this one is fairly recent and it is a great color. So I was really excited to find this, and it's a size 8. The style, which I love about J. Crew blazers because it's so easy to search up the style, is the Park blazer, and you can see that down here. This next item is this A9 being a t-shirt, I guess blouse. It's just like this lightweight, basic button-down shirt. I usually barely check comps depending on the price for this brand, since it is such a great searchable brand. I'm afraid if I do try this on, I might want to keep it because I'm all about those basics. So this is a brand where, depending on the price I'm picking it up, I might not even check comps, but there are a ton of really great styles out there. It's one of the most searchable brands, I would say, during this time. So always like coming across this kind of brand, especially when I'm outsourcing and it's not too expensive. This next item, it's called RTA, I believe. And I remember when I first came across this brand, let me show you the tag. It's gonna be kind of hard to show because it does have tags on it, but you can see it's like R, and it kind of more so looks like a plus sign or a cross. So I remember when I had first searched this up, I tried to search R plus A, but it's actually RTA, so capital R, lowercase t, capital A. So if you ever come across this, that's how you're going to want to search it online or on the platforms. But this caught my eye just because it was new with tags, it wasn't that expensive, and it has the corset top, and corsets are a trending style right now, so that is what caught my attention with it. It is new with tags. It retails for $197. Probably not going to get close to that, anything at all. When I got home, I did actually notice it does have some discolorations on it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sell it as is. But basically the style is what caught my attention. There's only one currently listed on Poshmark for available, so I don't have much competition there. Mine's also new with tag, and with the price that the other one's priced at, I would be okay getting like half of that amount. So that is this item here. I don't source this much. I usually source this more if I come across it in person at a thrift store. So this is a good kind of thrift store brand, cheaper resale store brand to look out for, because it actually does have pretty cute styles as well. Next up are these Revice jeans. This is the tag here. It's pretty bold, you'll know when you come across it. These are really, really interesting. I've never seen anything like it because they have like a bottom that looks like the top that has like belt loops and stuff like that. So very interesting. This is another brand that I'll only pick up if it is on the cheaper end, like less than $20. They really don't sell for anything too crazy. Their most common style, I believe there is one that has like star on the butt. But this one I found at a thrift store, so that's why I was okay paying the price I did. It's not gonna make a crazy profit, but I'm more into and interested in just making like maybe even like a decent like $30 profit and selling it quicker. So these are these, like I said, they're very, very interesting. They are technically like high rise and straight, which is why I still went ahead and picked them up, even though they don't have the ones that have like the star button on it. But these are just a good brand to pay attention to if you come across like at a thrift store, but still make sure it's something that is a trendy style, like not skinny jeans. I actually don't think I've ever come across skinny jeans from this brand, but if they're out there, I probably wouldn't pick those up. This next piece is a brand I really like selling. It is Shauna Joy, and they sell, or she sells, the brand sells a lot of dresses, and this is a mini dress. The maxi and midi dresses are going to do better, but this one I got at a resale shop and it wasn't that expensive at all, so I went ahead and picked it up. It's a great like silky material. Silky satins are really in right now, especially for weddings and such, so really like that. It does have a little bit of discoloration, or like little bit of marks like on the bottom. They're very, very faint, but I did go ahead and put that in my listing. But if you ever come across this brand, definitely something to look into depending on the style. I would even pay a lot more for this brand if it was a midi dress, maxi dress, because depending on the style, they can sell anywhere from $100 to $200 plus. This next brand is one I had never heard of before at all, and it is called Paolita. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is what it looks like here. It is new at tags. They sell a lot of beachwear, so this is a caftan cover up. It actually has a really unique print, like with these sirens on it, and or mermaids, whatever you call them. They kind of look more like sirens, with like the pirate ship and stuff. So I thought this was super cute, like good print. I always like finding things that have unique prints because those can do really well on the platform, just because if somebody's looking for it, they can't really find like a dupe or anything else too similar if they really have their eye set on something that is pretty unique. So this, after looking it up, it kind of just looked like quality to me, to be honest. And it had the tag, so that is why I decided to look it up. And this, they sell anywhere between, I guess the like dresses and stuff, maybe around $100. It might be a little bit less, but I got this and it wasn't too expensive, so that's why I decided to get it. And it's perfect for the season right now, for summer and cover-ups, as people are traveling more. This is like a perfect vacation piece, so decided to get this item. This next piece is this Carolina Herrera dress. Oh, this is upside down. So this is the tag, and I believe this is one of the newer tags here. So it's just a nice printed dress. I personally like selling this brand. I did pay a lot more for this, but I think with the style of it, this should do well. These dresses, you just gotta be careful because the different styles can not sell well at all, like only sell for $50 versus some can sell for, you know, $200, which is kind of hoping to get for this. And some I recently sold can sell for like $750 if it's a very formal type gown. So it really just varies, and that's why it's really important to know the good styles of this dress. So what caught my eye on this is that it is a newer tag. It is a more like colorful print, which I find tends well. I was able to search up the exact style of it, which is like, it's called the Pixel Floral A-line dress, which is always good if you know the exact style name. I find that with this brand, if you do have a style name, it probably will sell a lot better. It does, I noticed, I didn't really notice this when I had found it in the store, but it does have a little bit of discoloration on the underarm, so I'm just going to sell it as is with that. That should come out with a good cleaning. The other side doesn't have it, but I'm hoping to get close to $200 for this piece here. Also, it is a really good size. It's a size 6, and I find between the sizes of like 4 to 8 sell really well with this brand. Okay, this is another new brand alert I have never heard of before, and it is called a puntab. It's a very small tag. It's a very unique. It really was just the tag and the fabric that made me look into it. It is just this top. It's very wide and got this print on it. And usually once I look into something and something catches my eye, I'll always pull up the fabric tag as well. So let me go ahead and try to find this one here. And this is what the fabric tag looks like. It says made in Italy and it goes by the number 2. This is not necessarily like a thing, but usually I find when something goes by the numbers like 0, 1, 2, it usually ends up being like a pretty decent brand. Like I don't know any brands that size this way that usually don't sell okay. So that caught my eye, so I decided to look it up, and I don't fully remember, but they retail really high. It is more of an obscure brand, so I wouldn't pay too much for this. This one wasn't expensive at all, so that's why I went ahead and got it. But the retail prices can be anywhere from like $300 to $500, so it is a more expensive retail brand. So if you ever come across this at a thrift store, or come across maybe even like a dress or anything like that at a consignment store online, then it could be something that's worth paying more for. I will say everything's pretty like oversized in terms of the look, very voluminous. From what I remember, nothing too crazy of prints, more solid colors and basics. So another brand to put on your list to look out for. Next, I got this Everlane jacket. What I like about Everlane is they have the style right there. So this is the chore jacket. This is just like a nice denim. It's more like a shirt jacket in a way. It is a little bit, I don't know if it's just worn or if it's meant to be this way, but it has a really nice fit. I already modeled this one and it looks really good on. I think it has a little bit of like discoloration along the neckline, so I'll just put that in my listing. But Everlane sells well for me if I thrift it. I never pay anything more than thrift store prices for it, so I got this at a thrift store, and so that's why I picked it up. You'll have to be careful with some thrift store prices because for jackets they're starting to price them up a little bit more. I think for the summer they're usually not as high, but something like this I wouldn't pay more than like $10 for. I'm probably not going to make a huge profit off this, maybe $30, but it should sell pretty quickly, and it was a low cost of goods, so I'm okay making a quick $30 profit, especially since sometimes the items I pay up for, I'll make like a $30 profit if it was a bad buy and takes like over a year to sell. So I'm not opposed to like a $30 profit if I'm sourcing at a thrift store and I know it's going to be a pretty quick sale. Next, I have a couple outerwear items I picked up at some buy-sell trade stores. So this first item is this Zara Coat. I don't know if that's old or new or not, but it's a nice like plaid wool long coat. With Zara, these always make pretty good sales. I did play paid a little more for this, especially with how hot it is here in Texas. I was kind of surprised I had it priced the way they did. However, I think I could try to get around $100 for this item. Zara sells pretty well for me. It brings in a lot of different customers. I always get like a ton of likes on these type of items, so I like selling Zara, and they usually have a lot of like great blogger photos and things like that. It always depends on the style, but if I ever come across a trench coat, especially plaid and wool, I'll always look into it. And it's really easy to find the style of Zara as well on the care tag. You just have to flip it over to where it has like all these numbers. Where are they at? These numbers right here, and then it's the first two dashes. So if you can see, there's like 3 separate sections, and it's only the first 2 sections. You put that into Google and it will pull up the style of the item, which is great because usually for Zara they don't have style names. They'll just literally put it out like the characteristics of the item. So that's a really good way to find any photos if you come across them. This last piece here is this Sandy Liang jacket pullover. It's this really nice comfy quarter zip, and these pullovers do really well. I will usually pay more for these just because they usually can sell between like $200, $300. Certain ones will do better than others. This one I don't think is like their best style ever, but it is a really brand to pay attention to. This brand, they sell other items like dresses and tops, but they're not going to sell for as much as these pullovers, so definitely don't pay more for this brand. If you come across like a different style, just do your research on it. However, it is going to be worth more to pay for these here. I have sold, I think it was a dress, and I think it only sold for like $100 around that price, versus these can sell for like double or triple the price. So always like selling these, and they have a lot of people looking out for them. They don't sell like immediately since they are a little bit higher price. However, I always get like a ton of likes on, I think I've only had 1 or maybe 2 of these jackets or pullovers before from this brand, but they always can sell pretty well. So yeah, very excited about this find here. And that is all I have for today. I have a couple of other items from like online and such, but these are the items that I had just recently sourced the last couple of weeks in person. It is always nice when I can get out and go shopping, just because compared to online, I can find a lot of things at lower price points, which is always really nice. So I'm gonna try to keep getting out more. However, I was taking things to the buy sell trade store, which kind of worked out in my favor. Do some shopping there, and I have a couple more items I need to take. So hopefully I can make another trip out to some of these stores, because they actually did have a lot of great prices. I should have most of these items up in my Poshmark closet by the time this video comes out. So if there is anything that you would like to purchase, you can go ahead and visit my Poshmark closet. And my Poshmark closet is ReCloth Collect. It's not ReCloth Collection because that is too long. So ReCloth Collect, I'll put a link down below, or you can just go ahead and search it in the Poshmark app to find my closet. And if I don't have the item up yet, you can feel free to DM me on Instagram at ReCloth Collection, and I'll make sure to put it up soon or let you know a price I can give to you to sell it straight through Instagram. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I put out content just like this one here every single Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.